Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. On today's video tutorial, we are going to be going through the grade 12 mathematics literacy paper 1 that was written in June 2021. In this video tutorial, we are going to be focusing on question 4, and question 4 covers maps, plans, and other representations of the physical world. Before we get started with today's video tutorial, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and please make sure that you also hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video tutorial. Please make sure that you give this video tutorial a huge thumbs up, because that really helps the channel grow and reach more mathematics learners that are struggling with mathematics, or even learners that want to better with their mathematics marks. And please also make sure that you share this video tutorial with your friends. So without any further ado, let's get started with today's video tutorial. So like I mentioned, guys, on today's video tutorial, we are going to be going through question 4, and question 4 covers the topic maps, plans, and other representations of the physical world. Okay, so let's get started. 4.1. Alida is a grade 12 learner who lives in Grootdrink in the Northern Cape. She intends studying at a university in Bloemfontein. She and her parents plan to attend the university's open day for prospective students. A map on Annexure B shows a part of the Northern Cape, Free State, and surrounding areas. We are told to use Annexure B to answer the questions that follow. So let us have a look at Annexure B. All right. So this is our Annexure B, right? And our Annexure B is a map of a part of the Northern Cape, Free State, and the surrounding areas. Okay, I'm just going to give you guys like 30 seconds to just have a look at this map. Okay, so that is the map of a part of the Northern Cape, Free State, and the surrounding areas. Okay, so now let us just have a look at the question. So 4.1.1 says that write down the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink. Okay, so we need to write down the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink. Okay, so we basically have a look at our map. Okay, so we find where Bloemfontein is situated on our map. So there is Bloemfontein there. And we also find where Grootdrink is situated on our map. And there is Grootdrink, right? And we basically now have to write down the general directions from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink. Okay, so what is the general direction? We are also given a compass there, right? Indicating that north is upwards, right? So now if you were to give the general directions from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, what do you think you would say? Okay, so that is the direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, right? So that is the direction there, right? That is the compass that we're given. We also know that to just a way for us to remember the other points on our compass, you can just say naughty elephant sprays water. Okay, to help you remember that, if that is your north, then to your right is east, downwards is south, and to your left is west, right? So if you are moving in that direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, right, do you guys agree that you are moving in the right? Okay, I'm also going to show you something. So this is just for additional explanation. So if this is your north, right? I said you can say naughty elephant sprays water. Okay. So if this is your compass, naughty elephant sprays water, right? Then between your north and your west, you have northwest. Between your north and your east, you have northeast. Okay. Between your east and your south, you have southeast. And between your west and your south, you've got southwest. Okay. So now, if you are moving in a direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink like that, do you guys agree that you are moving in the northwest direction? Right? You're moving in the northwest direction because you are not moving north, right? To go to Grootdrink from Bloemfontein. You're not moving northeast to move from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, right? You're not moving east, right? You're not moving south or southeast, right? But you are moving northwest, right? So then the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink is northwest. Okay, so that is your answer. Okay, so the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink is northwest, right? Because you are moving in the northwest direction. Okay, you're moving in the northwest direction. Okay, or you can say NW. Okay, let us move on to the next question. State the national road they will use to travel to Bloemfontein. Okay, so what is the national road that they will use to travel to Bloemfontein from Grootdrink? Okay, so we have a look at our map, right? And we are going to look for a road. We're going to look for a road that dominates or that is seen from the path from Grootdrink to Bloemfontein. Okay, so the road that we can see from here, we can see the N8, right? Okay, we go from Hober's shop and then we move. Okay, we still see that it's the N8, right? Okay, so the road or the national road that they will use to travel to Bloemfontein is the N8. So 4.1.2, okay, 4.1.3, write down the name of the third town they will pass en route to Bloemfontein, right? So we need to write down the name of the third town they will pass when they're on their way to Bloemfontein from Grootdrink. Okay, we go to our annexure B. Okay, and we have a look, right? So the first town is Hobler's shop. The second town is Griekwaarstad is the second town, right? And we see that the third town that they will pass is Campbell. Okay, so Grootdrink is the first town. Griekwaarstad is the second town, and Campbell is the third town. They will pass when they are on their way to Bloemfontein. So 4.1.3 is Campbell, right? And 4.1.4, Alida and her parents will leave Grootdrink at 4 to travel the distance of 496.9 kilometers to Bloemfontein. Determine to the nearest kilometer per hour the average speed they must travel to be in Bloemfontein at 9 or 9:30 in the morning. Okay, you may use the following formula. Okay, so we're given the formula. Average speed is equal to distance over time. Okay, So that is the formula that is given to us. The average speed is equal to the distance over the time. Okay, so let us have a look at the information that is given to us, right? We are told that Alida and her parents leave Grootdrink at 4 a.m. in the morning. They travel a distance of 496.9 kilometers to Bloemfontein, right? So the distance from Grootdrink to Bloemfontein is 496.9 kilometers, right? And then we need to determine, right, the average speed. So the average speed is what we are looking for, right? That is what we are looking for. They must travel to be in Bloemfontein at 9:30 in the morning. If they leave at 4 in the morning, and that is the distance that they have to travel, right? We need to find how fast must they drive for them to reach Bloemfontein at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so how do we tackle this question? So we've got the distance, which is 496.9 kilometers, right? So if they need to get to Bloemfontein at 9:30, how many hours will they have to travel? Okay, so from 4, right? So it's 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they will travel 5 hours, right? So they will travel 5 hours and, right, from 4 o'clock to 9:30. So it's 5 hours and 30 minutes. Okay. But now the problem is we basically need to calculate the average speed in kilometers per hour, not the average speed. So here, guys, what are you noticing, right? From here, you guys can see that we basically want our answer to be in kilometers per hour, right? So kilometers in the numerator, right? And hours in the denominator. But what are you noticing in terms of the units that we have in the denominator? We've got hours and minutes, right? And our question says that we need to determine the average speed to the nearest kilometer per hour and not nearest kilometer per hour minutes, right? So now that tells us that we need to convert this 5 hours and 30 minutes into hours, right? So we need to convert this 30 minutes into hours, okay? How many minutes do we have in an hour? 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Do you agree? We have 60 minutes in an hour, okay? So we can use this conversion factor to help us convert these 30 minutes into hours, okay? So a simple way that you can think of this, if 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes and we have 30 minutes, right? That means that we've got half of an hour, right? So you can just simply say 30 minutes is equal to 0.5 hours, right? Because 0.5 is equal to a half, right? So a simple way you can think of that is that if you know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour and you've got 30 minutes, that just tells you that this 30 minutes is half of an hour, okay? But if you can't see it in that sense, you can just simply take the 30 minutes, right? And use the methods that I've been showing you guys in my measurement videos on how you're supposed to convert, right? So if you've got 30 minutes, that is the same as saying 30 over 1, right? Because anything over 1 is still 30 over 1 is still 30, right? Multiply, so I'm just writing it as a fraction so that you can see that it cancels, right? 30 minutes, you can multiply by what you want, right? So we're using this conversion factor, 1 hour, okay, because we want our units in hours divided by what you have. You've got minutes, so it's 60 minutes, okay? And here, the minutes and the minutes cancel. And you can just take your calculator and say 30 multiplied by 1. We can say 30 over 1. Okay, just for... Okay, 30 over 1 multiplied by 1 over 60, right? Which is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. And that is the same as saying 0.5. So that is 0.5 hours. Okay. So now we've converted this 30 minutes into hours. So what do we do now? We just simply take that 5 hours, right? Plus the 30. Plus that 30 minutes in hours, which is 0.5 hours, right? Which is equal to 5.5 hours. Okay, so 5 plus 0.5 is equal to 5.5 hours, right? And then from here, guys, we can see that now we'll have your numerator as kilometers. The units in the numerator is kilometers. And the unit in our denominator has been converted to hours, right? Therefore, we'll now be able to convert our average speed. So I'm going to take everything that I've done here on, I'm going to take my rough work and I'm going to put it on my answer sheet, okay? Okay, and then from here, then we can calculate the average speed that Alida's family needs to travel to be in Bloemfontein at 9:30 a.m. Okay, so like we mentioned, the average speed is equal to distance over time. So the distance needs to be in your units in kilometer, right? And your time needs to be in your units in hours, right? Not hours, minutes, but hours, okay? So what is your distance? Your distance is 496.9 kilometers. And what is your time? We calculated your time in hours to be 5.5 hours, right? So we simply going to put that into our calculator. 496.9 divided by 5.5 is equal to 90.345 kilometers, right, per hour, because you got kilometer per hour, right? So that is the average speed that they need to travel. They need to travel 90.345 kilometers per hour, okay, for them to reach Bloemfontein in time, right? But then they told us that we need to have these kilometers to the nearest kilometer per hour, right? So it needs to be to the nearest kilometer per hour. So we need to round that off to 90 kilometers per hour. Okay. And we are done. Okay, just a quick recap on what we did on this question, right? For here, guys, we are told that we need to write down the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink. Okay, I showed you guys that we are given a compass here, okay, that shows us the north is going up like that. And if we are given that that is north, right, we can use Naughty Elephant Spray's water to help us remember our other points on our compass, right? Another thing that I told you is that between north and east, we've got northeast. Between east and south, we've got southeast. And between south and west, we've got southwest. And between north and west, we've got northwest, right? So to be able to get the general direction from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, right, we just drew a line from Bloemfontein to Grootdrink, right? And then what do we see, right? Do you travel northeast? Do you travel in that direction to go to Grootdrink? You don't. So it cannot be northeast. Do you travel in that direction to go to Grootdrink? No. So it cannot be east. Do you travel in that direction to go to Grootdrink? No. So it cannot be southeast. Do you travel in the downward direction to go to Grootdrink? No. So it cannot be south. Do you travel in that direction to go to Grootdrink? You do not. So it cannot be southwest. Do you travel straight like that to go to Grootdrink? You do not. So it cannot be west. But you travel in that direction to go to Grootdrink. Therefore, it is northwest. So the general direction is northwest, right? And then how do we state the national? What do we look at to state the national road that they used to travel to Bloemfontein, right? You looked at the direction that the possible direction that they will take to go to Bloemfontein, right? And then you see that if you just follow the shortest route, the main road that they use is the N8, because the N8 is what pops up more often in this route, right? So that is your N8, right? Write down the name of the third town that they will pass when they go to Bloemfontein. Okay, so the third town that they pass, sorry guys, Grobler's shop is the first town, right? Second town is Geekwaarstad, right? And the third town is Campbell, right? So Grootdrink is not the first town because that's where they are. So the first town that they pass is Grobler's shop. It's rough, right? The second town is Geekwaarstad, and then the third one is Campbell, right? So that is the third town that they pass, right? And then we are told that Alida and her parents will leave Grootdrink at 4 to travel the distance of 496.9 kilometers to Bloemfontein. Determine the average speed. So in this question, we are determining the average speed that they must travel so that they get to Bloemfontein at 9:30. What we did here, right? We obviously given the distance in kilometers, right? And we want to determine the time in hours. Why are we determining the time in hours? Because they tell us to determine to the nearest kilometers per hour, not the nearest kilometers per hour minutes, right? So that's not what we want, but however, we want kilometers per hour. So to get the kilometers per hour, we need to convert the additional 30 minutes that we will have gotten from moving from 4 a.m. in the morning to 9. And how we got that is that if they travel from 4 a.m. to 9, how many hours will they travel? So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 5 hours plus 30 minutes. So it's 5 hours, 30 minutes. So we need to convert that 30 minutes into hours. And then we asked ourselves, how do we convert that 30 minutes into hours? We use the conversions 1 hour, right? We know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Okay. We have 60 minutes in an hour. And then from there, you just take that additional 30 minutes that we had, right? You multiply by what you want, which is we want hours, divided by what you have. We have minutes to have 0.5 hours. So 5 hours plus the additional 30 minutes in hours is equal to 5.5 hours. And then from here, it becomes easy peasy lemon squeezy, because we can simply substitute now these values into our formula, right, to get the average speed that they need to travel to get to Bloemfontein in time, which is 90 kilometers per hour. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video tutorial. I hope I made everything simple and straightforward for you guys to understand. I hope you guys are subscribed to the channel. I hope you guys have given this video a huge thumbs up, and hopefully you guys will share this video tutorial with your friends, and I will see you guys on my next upload. Next upload, we are going through question 4.2, where we will be looking at a layout plan of the ground floor of a university, and we'll be answering questions on that. So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and also make sure that you click on the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload the next video tutorial. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.